What I can say, first of all, I think the junior hockey proved that you can go in big city and have a really good crowd. I think the experience we've got now with the almost back-to-back between Montreal and Toronto tell us that we have to think differently about the city who host those World Junior. But I've been chairman for 5 years in a row now as a junior, and I think that you can organize on two sides, but there is some other problem of logistic, and that's why the organization here, with everything included, that was really something, and put the organizer in the best condition to because the most important thing is have a competition at the high level. So that means put, even if it's just a junior tournament, at the best level. So next year it's going to be in Vancouver and Victoria, I think. I don't know about the attendance in Victoria. It's a big rink or not. I'm not there already. But if it was your question about, I'm not going to say small city because you talk about Red Deer, small city. I think if it's well done and geographically move, intelligent, so that means you can have the capacity to fill the building. But I'm coming back to this tournament. For me, the weather, because I've got some friends, they were coming here and they had to go back. I think that was a big, that had a big impact of the attendance.
But maybe to join you, the final decision is always done with USA Hockey or Hockey Canada.
Yeah.
They decide about the venue they're going to use. It's not our. I mean, they know much better than us where you have to go and what you have to do. And going back on the Montreal-Toronto discussion, we really expected a different result. But as you just asked, sometimes you can also overdo the saturation, as you said, and then the weather is playing maybe not the right as we have here.
Yeah.
So we have to learn from them. Actually, USA Hockey and
we had also a bad experience in the World Senior when we had back-to-back Stockholm and Helsinki 2 years in a row, and we know now that's not the best thing to do. And that's the same thing. Think about geographically, try to move to make sure that the event still got something special for the fans.
You get experience only when you make mistakes. So this is one experience more.
Okay, John.
Rene, John Morrow with the Associated Press again. To follow up on Ken Campbell's question, so you've been assured that the KHL players are going to South Korea, and I've got another question is, can you trust, because the women's team were involved with the doping in Sochi, do you have any assurances that they will be clean going into South Korea, even the ones that didn't test positive?
Da.
On both?
Da. I can give you the Russian answer, yes. Yes, they will be there, and as I said, the KHL will release the players, I think, should no doubt. The men's team will be there. On the women's team, actually, we have now a list from Russian hockey players of 47, number is 47, and we have a list of 28 women players. I mean, we have no, on the women's side, we have no women that were involved in the doping. There was around 10 girls. So we will see now. Actually, the IOC has a look on these 47 and 28, and then they will decide who will at the end be suspended or can go to the. And also, actually, the coaching team and the people around the team, especially with the women, they have also to be approved by the IOC. This special actually commission working on that. They need some approval. You know, the time frame is really very tough for us. I mean, you are less than 50 days, maybe now 40 days before the opening of the games in Pyeongchang, February 9. And then actually the pressure is coming on us. You know, today we have the uniform of the Russian team. Can you imagine? So Nike has to produce them, to make them, to change them, and then we have now the list. So the Russians have to then to appoint it. I think that was the biggest challenges for us. Luc,
that was
the
not
time. You know, it happened 2014, and we are now 2018. So I don't blame the IOC, but you know, I mean, this is the managing of the time is very tough. It's very tough, but we will handle it.
Just to clarify the number, you said 47 and 28, so 47
men.
47 and 28 women.
28 women.
So just to be clear, Rene, have you received official word from the KHL that they will release all of their players?
It was never a question that they will not release them. And I will be back in Russia next week to it's always going on the normal way, so they will be released, don't worry.
Just Rene, talk about the sweater. I mean, it took I don't know how many times to go and come back to make sure to have this agreement with the IOC and the Russian. And how long it took, I don't know, but I saw about 15
different
try.
You know, the color, the red should not be the red of the Russian flag, and the white, what is the white? Can it be the Russian flag, yes or no? They can lose only two colors. It was, yeah, it was, it was very interesting.
So what two colors did they end up?
They were playing red and white. White and red, and red and white.
All right, we'll get those
But
PMS.
the red will be different. You cannot imagine. I felt sometimes a little bit, it's more humiliating than helping. So, can you imagine the Canadian team playing without the maple leaf? Not easy. But anyway, you know what? We did it. We are there. Next step is to have the list, to have the team, and then the anti-doping. Actually, we were asked by the IOC that actually the 12 teams participating on the men's side and the women's side, the 8 teams, that we have a very strong anti-doping control done by WADA and the different USADA and the Canadians. So it's yeah, interesting thing.
All right.
But coming back to the sweater, so they had the 10 criteria from IOC. I think the IOC gave 10 criteria to reach, and that's why it took so many times because they send first design and come back and finally the IOC and the Russian and IIHF had this agreement. But the criteria was done by IOC.
All right, in the back, Orion, go ahead.
Mike Morial, NHL.com. Pat, could you just talk a little bit about the impact that the outdoor game had here in the States, and it presented the option, would USA Hockey again want another outdoor game at this event?
Yeah, we'd certainly look at it again. You know, it took a lot of work with our partners. It took a lot of work with our friends at the IIHF to make that happen. Our friends at Hockey Canada, frankly. I mean, the relationship we have with Hockey Canada was significant to make that event happen for us. We appreciate their support of the outdoor game as well as the IIHF allowing us to do so. Is it something we do again? We'll certainly examine it. Impact-wise, I think it's one of those instant classics that you're going to see repeatedly on the NHL network. I mean, just the optics of the game. It's been replayed on the network since last week, and I think it's just a special thing that, again, U.S.-Canada at this tournament has become a bigger and bigger rivalry for us, trying to catch up with those guys, and to have that game go outside, to have the storylines, the snow and the shoveling and all that went into it, made it something extra special. And then, obviously, we couldn't have probably scripted that ending any better for us, to come back from 2 goals down, show that great resiliency, get through the overtime, and win the shootout. And those Buffalo Bills jerseys look pretty nice out there as well for us.